Hi friends, it's Jessi here. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I am here today with an episode of Overspending with Jessi, unfortunately. Last week was crazy busy, rough week, and inevitably whenever we have stressful weeks or busy weeks, I always overspend. It seems like it's something I need to get under control. My emotional spending, I don't know, maybe it's not really emotional spending. Maybe it's just like we're super busy, so we're relying on convenience things. Whatever it is, we overspent this week. And I'm here to find out by how much. So I have my paycheck budget here in front of me where I have all of the numbers that I budgeted for the week. We're looking at the week of January 7th through the 13th. So I'm going to fill in my expense tracker today. We're going to figure out exactly the damage that I did, where all my money went. I'm going to use the information from this expense tracker to help me fill in the actual column of my paycheck budget. And then if we have any money left over, I'm not sure that we will, but if we do, we will stuff that. So promises to be quite a long video. So thank you guys for joining me today, sticking with me till the end. Let's get into it. So we're starting with January 7th. The very first thing that I did and the very first thing that I do every time I get paid, my typical like payday routine, is to transfer the money that I need for next month's bills. So the category here will be bills, and the amount is $700. $700 a week I set aside, put it into a separate account, and that is the account that pays all of my bills for February. So throughout the month of January, I'm saving for February's bills. So I did that, and then I also went to the bank and pulled out the cash I needed to stuff my envelopes. So I pulled out $200 to stuff my high priority binder, which you would have already seen me stuff. And I also pulled out $150 to help me to play fun savings challenge games. So it was a total of $350. And the category for that is savings. All of that money goes straight to my savings. And like I said, you already have seen me stuff that. I stuffed that when I wrote this budget. It's the first thing I do. I always try to pay myself first. Okay? So that was it for my typical like payday routine. And then let's start talking about the spending. So on the 7th, I treated myself to some Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I was dragging. I had a ton of filming to do that day, so I hit up the old DoorDash, which is a terrible habit. I really need to stop, but I really wanted an extra, extra large coffee. So I did that. I took it out of our eating out budget. Got myself a coffee and a little breakfast sandwich. The total was $22.16. Of course, it wouldn't have been nearly that expensive had I just gotten my butt in the car and gone and picked it up myself. You know, you have all the DoorDash fees, and then you have the tip for the driver. But it was pretty cold, and so I used that as my excuse to just have it delivered. And thus began the bad spending choices for the week. So that was that. And then also on the 7th, I placed a Sam's Club order for a few things that we needed around the house. I didn't go to Sam's Club, both because it was cold as heck, like I said, but also because I can't control my spending in Sam's Club. So I just had some things shipped, and I took this out of the grocery budget, and the amount was $62.47. And then that, I believe, was everything for the 7th. On January 8th, I had a no spend day. So any day that I do not spend from my variable categories here, the grocery, eating out, or spending categories, I count that as a no spend day and just sort of celebrate the fact that I had a no spend day. I like to put $5 into savings. So you will see that savings today. I always wait until the week is completely over before I take money out for that. So I will be adding $5 to my mini savings challenges today for that no spend day, which is exciting. So at least we have something to save. Okay, and then on the 9th, my husband ran to Dollar General for something. I'm not even sure what that something is, but I took it out of our spending category, and it was $7.15. And then also on the 9th, I did the rest of my grocery shopping. So I got a few things from Sam's Club, and then I picked up the rest of my groceries here. So it was a Walmart order, came out of my grocery budget, and the amount spent was $74. I really have been trying to keep our grocery spending to a minimum. That was one of the challenges I set for myself in January, was a low spend grocery month. Now, low spend for us is $150 a week. For you, that might be your whole budget, but for us, that's about $100 less than we typically spend. So I feel like I've been doing a decent job with the grocery shopping, at least. Where we struggled, of course, is the same place we always struggle. Even on a good week where it's not stressful or super busy, we spend too much on eating out. But when it's stressful and super busy, all bets are off. So we did Panera this night for dinner. I worked about twice as many hours last week as I usually do. In office, it was like 7 to 8 hour days most of the week. And then I was also working from home to catch up on some things. So it was a really, really busy work week. I got behind in December between the holiday and Austin's surgery and recovery. So I really had to bust my butt the last week and moving into this week as well to play catch up. So we did a lot of eating out because I was just exhausted by the time I got home every night. So, and Eric was actually out in the field a lot last week, so he worked a ton last week too, so he couldn't even pick up the slack. Usually, if I'm working a ton or super busy or stressed, he'll pick up the slack or vice versa, but last week we were both just slammed. So we went to Panera for dinner. It was $54.61. Okay, and then on the 10th, my husband went to just a little local corner store, and this is actually, he was out of town. So he was out of town Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So by this point in time, he was out of town. So he went to a corner store up where he was, and I took this out of our spending budget again because I wasn't sure what he bought. It was $14.47. Okay. On the 11th, after the super long, busy week, I finally had a day off, and I did like absolutely nothing. I should have used that time to be productive around the house and catch up on laundry and dishes and get everything ready and clean for the week. And instead, I just like rotted in front of my TV for 10 hours a day. I was so exhausted. And I capped it off by ordering pizza for dinner, despite the fact that we were already like over our eating out budget. It was just one of those weeks. So eating out again, and this time it was $42.15. All right, on the 12th, I had another no spend day. Hallelujah. So $5 going into savings for that. Okay, and then last but not least, on the 13th, the last day of the week, I ran into Dollar Tree for a couple of things. I took this out of our spending category, and the amount that I spent was $12.18. So, yeah, we had a lot of overspending this week. Let's find out exactly how much. I'm going to pull in my highlighters. I'm going to use this pretty blue for bills. I'm going to use this purple for spending. Pink will be for groceries. Yellow will be for eating out. And for savings, I'll use this kind of khaki green color. I like to color code my expense tracker. It makes it easy to just at a glance see the total and what led up to that total. And it's fun and it's pretty. So I have my calculator here and we're just going to go down the line starting with bills, which is real easy because it's just one line item. I love the fact that I'm a month ahead because I don't have to list out all of my bills, figure out which ones are due this week, and make sure that I've got the money in the bank to pay it. It all just goes into one account. Everything's set up on auto pay. Easy peasy. So for bills, it was $700. All right. For savings in cash, $350. And then we had the 2 no spends. So 5 there, 5 there. So again, $350 has already been put into my envelopes. So I need to pull 10 more out of the bank to make all of the savings in cash happen, but it's a total of $360 for savings. Okay. All right, eating out. Now is when I'm going to need my trusty calculator here. So we have $22.16 plus $54.61 plus $42.15. Ouch, yeah. So eating out was $118.92. So that's that. Now for grocery, let's see, $62.47. And technically I could have taken the Sam's Club out of our shopping sinking fund because I do set money aside in our sinking funds for things like my Nespresso pods that I order online and Sam's Club trips. But in this case, I think I have enough to cover it. I'm just going to cash flow it with our grocery budget. And that way I don't have to take that money out of my sinking fund. The longer that my sinking funds can build up, the better. Oh, was that it? Just the 2 transactions for groceries? Looks like. Okay, so $136.47 for groceries. Still under that $150 threshold, so I do feel really good about that. And that's even with that Sam's Club order. Would have been just $74 for actual groceries had I used my sinking fund for that. But I feel really good about that, actually. Really good. Okay, spending is the last category. And we did $7.15. Whoops, what did I do? $7.15. Can't even work a calculator. Jeez Louise. $14.47 and $12.18 for a total of $33.80 in spending. So overall, really not so bad other than the eating out, which is the category we always blow the budget in. Doesn't seem to matter what I budget, I always go over. So there we go. Let's get a total really quick. We're going to get a grand total, and then I'm going to get a total just for our variable categories to make it real easy to fill in the actual column here. So 700 plus 360 plus 118.92 plus 136.47 plus 33.80. We spent $1,349.19 in total this week. And for variable, we spent $118.92 plus 136.47 plus 33.80 is $289.19. Okay, so that's not so bad. I really thought it was going to be more than that in total. But I think we're actually going to come in under budget in our variable categories here. Because I budgeted $300 and we only spent $289.19. So like not a lot under budget, but some, which is better than I thought. So yay. All right, let's use this information to fill in this paycheck budget and get a feel for how we did overall. So we had $1,600 that we started out the week with. I did indeed put $700 into next month's bills, so that went as planned. Groceries, $136.47. See how filling in my expense tracker makes it super easy to close out my budget? I love this process. I used to sit and my budgeting process would take me like hours because I was making it way overcomplicated. Now it's like super easy, quick. It's like second nature. I sit down every week. I do my budget. Don't always stick to it, as you can see, but I spent years and years not having a budget at all. I don't know how I managed that without like totally stressing myself out. Well, I'll tell you how. We had credit card debt. But when I first started budgeting, I made it super, super complicated. And some might say this process is still super complicated, right? Like I have a lot of budget worksheets that I use. By the way, if you're interested in getting these budget worksheets, I have them available as digital downloads for my channel members who join at the Budget Buddy or Budget Bestie tiers. So if you click the link that's in my description box, there's also, I think, a red join button somewhere on the page. It'll pop up a little page that'll give you all the information about joining my channel membership. It's pretty affordable, and you can download and print these budget worksheets as many times as you want. And I offer a new pattern every single month. So there's that little spiel. But yeah, so I do use a lot of budget worksheets. I guess you could say it's still kind of complicated, but this right here, this 2-page system with the paycheck budget and the expense tracker, if I only ever did this, I'd be able to stay on top of my budget, and it's a super easy process. So the easier you can make your budgeting process and the more fun you can make it, the more likely you are to stick to it. All right, and I'm just talking a lot because I don't want to talk about this eating out overage. So $118.92, which means we were $18.92 over budget, which wouldn't be too bad, except that I actually had a lower budget the previous week of $75, and I went over that. So I raised it to $100 so as to not go over it again, and then I still went over it. So a little bit of a fail there. But the good news is that I spent under enough in groceries and spending to offset the overage in groceries. So I guess it's still technically a win. I would have loved to be under budget in all these categories and have more money to put to savings, but it is what it is. Okay, so spending was $33.80. I'm really quick going to add these three numbers together again just to double check myself because your girl's bad at math. $136.47, $118.92, $33.80, $289.19. All right, well, that means we came in under budget for variable, which is the category that I have the most control over in my budget, by a whopping $10.81. Oh my goodness. All right, so I don't need these numbers anymore. Well, I mean, I do, just $350 for my sinking funds here, but I know that. I remember what I put in there, so we'll fold this in half. High priority, I budgeted $200. That is what I stuffed. Low priority, I budgeted $150. That is what I stuffed. No spends, we know we had 2 no spend days, so even though I didn't budget for it, I had the 2 no spends. I'm going to put the $10 towards it. And then, so that basically, that $10 eats up the 10 I had here. So we're like pretty much breaking even, right? The extra that I had left was $10 and change here. That's going into my no spends. So the question becomes, do I want to take some of my buffer here and put it into short-term savings with my mini savings challenges, and have less to put into my long-term savings? Or do I want to put less into my short-term savings and keep this full $250 for my long-term savings? I think we're going to split the difference. So let's do $30 into my minis. So not the full $50 that I usually stuff in my minis. I obviously usually have more money to work with at the end of a week, but I overspent. So something's got to give. I got to do less in one category or the other in terms of my savings. That's the problem with overspending. You have less to save, right? So yeah, we'll split the difference. This means a total of $40 will go into my minis this week. That's $30 in singles and then the 2 5s for my no spends. That's less than usual, but at least it's something. So that means in total for savings this week, for short-term savings, we did $390. And that means we'll have less to sit in my buffer and ultimately go to long-term savings. So let's figure out how much. $1,600 minus the $700 for bills, minus $289, $19 in variable, minus $390. We are still free from credit card debt, so nothing extra going there. Let's subtract. So $1,600 minus $700 minus $289.19 minus $390 is $220.81. So that's still a pretty big chunk to go into my long-term savings. Now it says buffer here, right? And that is because, for those of you that are just joining me, this is your first video that you're watching. Thanks, by the way. Make sure you subscribe if you're interested. I talk a lot. Maybe you like that. I put the $220.81 that I have left in my account. I just leave it in my account, essentially, to act as a buffer throughout the month. If my overspending gets out of control, or I have a bill that comes up that I didn't account for, or there's an emergency and I need some extra cash, I can pull from this buffer. But at the end of the week, whatever I have left goes into my long-term savings, which is just a savings account that I have that I dump any extra money into for things that I'm saving for long-term. Okay? So $220.81 is going to sit there. Hopefully I don't need to touch it and it'll ultimately go to savings. Speaking of savings, let's go ahead and stuff the rest of this cash. So we've already stuffed the $200 and the $150, so we're going to stuff $40 today. So I'm going to get everything set up for my mini savings challenges right now. All right, friends, so here we are all set up for my mini savings challenges. I have my mini savings challenge binder. In this binder, I keep all 6 of the mini challenges I am currently working on. If you have never seen me do this before, I have 6 mini savings challenges. I like to just line them up. I have them numbered here so that I don't get confused, and still sometimes I get confused. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I have my cash. Let's get it counted up. Should be $40. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 35, 40. I'm going to mix these 2 5s in so that they just land randomly. And I like to randomize my mini savings challenges using a dice. So I roll the die. Whatever number it lands on, the correlating challenge gets 2 bills. This goes pretty quick, especially since I have less cash than usual. So I will go ahead and just start rolling, and we'll go over each of the challenges and where they are from when I fill in my trackers. All right, let's roll. Okay, challenge 6 is going to start us off. Challenge 1. Hopefully we can finish a challenge today, but it hasn't been too long since I started these challenges, and so it would not surprise me if we didn't finish any today. All right, 6 is getting the first 5. Very exciting. Okay, challenge 4. Hopefully we can get a 2 so that everybody gets a little something. In fact, I've just decided if I don't roll a 2, the last 2 bills will go there because I don't want to neglect any of my challenges. All right, challenge 5. Yeah, this is definitely going much quicker than usual since we have less cash. All right, challenge 5, and these last 2 are going to go to challenge 2. All right, so we'll just get this cleaned up, and we will go over each of my challenges, starting with challenge number 1, which is from Kimmy. She's Kimmy's Budgets on Etsy, Bayesian Girl Budgets here on YouTube. It's the Hey There Queen Bee challenge. It is a $30 challenge. I've made each of these little honeycombs worth $2, and that's what it got today, $2. So we're going to color that in. And this is a different color marker than I was using before, but that's fine. I don't mind. All right. Oh, you guys, I already messed it up. That was just supposed to be 1 because each of these honeycombs is worth 2, and I have $2. So actually, I'm just going to leave myself a note to come back and wipe that off. It's Sharpie, so I need rubbing alcohol to take it off. So I'll just wipe that off and we'll pretend this never happened. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 we have in here now. So that's a really solid start. We're a quarter of the way through this challenge. All right, next up we have Oculus Reparo, which is from Savin' with Sam. How cute is this challenge? I have decided I'm going to use the money from this challenge once I complete it to go towards my health sinking fund. And if you guys didn't know, all of the money that comes from these mini challenges ultimately do go into my sinking funds. Some of them have specific funds that they fund and others are just random. So we got a $2 here. So we'll color in this too. All right. So that means we should have 4, 8, 10 in here. Let's see if we do. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We do. That's great. That means I hadn't made a mistake with this one. Okay, challenge number 3 is my challenge. It's the 2025 challenge. I have this available as a free digital download if you would like to go and get it. It comes in a set of 3 different New Year's themed challenges. So each of these segments in the 2025 are worth $1. And we're adding quite a bit today. $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, $6 going in today. So let's see if I can manage to do this without messing up my pattern. So we have 1, 2, 3. If I manage to not mess up this pattern or lose count, it'll be a miracle. Oh, did I already mess it up? Well, I guess technically I did, but I don't have 2 pinks next to each other, so we're just going to do this. 4. Okay, so since we've already messed up the pattern, let's just go for it. 5. And 6. So let's just count it up and make sure I've got all this right now. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 is what I should have in here if I didn't mess anything up. 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. All right. I'll take it. Okay, next then for challenge number 4, I have this super cute challenge from D Plans and Budgets. It's an adorable little camper. How cute is that? We started this one last week with just $1. We're going to add 2 more dollars. And so we'll color in this too. And pretend like that looks good and not like a hot mess. So $3 so far in this challenge. It's going to save a total of $30 when everything is all said and done. So we still have a ways to go with this one. I'm going to link all of the channels of the creators that created these mini challenges, by the way, in the description box. All right, so this challenge number 5 is another one of my challenges. It comes with this one, the 2025, the champagne bottle, and then it also comes with a Strive to Thrive in 2025 challenge. So, like I said, those are available as free digital downloads for anybody that wants them as just a thank you for being subscribed. So, if you would like to get these challenges, just subscribe if you haven't already, please. And then click the link that's in the description box. It'll take you to my Google Drive and you can download it for free. Okay, so let's see. What are we adding to this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, what color should we make these bubbles? Oh yeah, I think I started with this color, so we'll stick with that one. I said 8, right? So each of these bubbles is worth $1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I think there's a total of 50 bubbles on here. So by the time we're all done with this challenge, it's going to save a whopping $50, which is quite big for a mini challenge, but I've got patience, so we'll be able to finish it up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, $16 in there now. Cool. All right. So lastly, if I'm not mistaken, does that mean that this challenge number 6 got both the 5s? Whoa, it did. Look at all the cash. 6 was the big winner today. So challenge 6 is from Dragonfly Saves. It's this adorable little giraffe challenge. It came in a whole big set of freebies that I found on her channel. It was a set of like zoo-themed savings challenges, a ton of different animals. I chose the giraffe. Giraffes are one of my favorite. Giraffes and elephants are my favorite animals. At least, you know, like zoo animals. So this one's going to save $45, and we're going to add 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Wow. So half of the money that we saved this week went into challenge 6. That's wild. Okay. So we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. And then we'll have 2 that kind of roll over to go towards this 3, but I can't cross off the 3 yet. Right? Is that right? I hope that's right. So all in all then, we have saved a lot of money in this challenge. 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Did I do something wrong? This challenge saves a total of 45. I bet you I counted wrong. I can't count by 3s, you guys. I can barely count by 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So each of these rows is 15. So 15, 30. 45. What did I do? So there should, oh wait, no, that's right, because 30 plus the 2 that go towards this, right? So yeah, that's right. I'm just confused myself. So this should be 30, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So that represents what we've crossed off. And then these extra 2 I'll fold and put in the front. And that way, when we get another dollar next week, we can cross off another one of these guys. Everything's okay. I'm just easily confused. All right, my friends. So that's everything. Overall, we definitely did some overspending last week, but we still managed to save some money. So I'm going to call it a win. I'm not going to beat myself up over my failings. I'm just going to move forward and try to do better next week. That reminds me, if you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe. I will be back in a couple of days to write up my next paycheck budget. I would love it if you would join me for that. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps out my channel. You can leave a comment down below as well. It's another great way you can support me. If you'd like to keep on watching, I'm going to pop up a couple of videos here on the screen for you to choose from. And if you click my face, that makes it real easy there to subscribe. So thanks for being here, friends. I'll see you next time. Bye.